think like you rightly said, Hita, India is seeing tremendous growth in terms of penetration, right? So I think one of the biggest challenges as this market was evolving was that about a year ago, 2 years ago, penetration was primarily driven by connected devices like the PCs, etc., and not necessarily on mobile. And when that was happening, the numbers were fairly small in India. So, depending on who you spoke to, the numbers were between 10 million, 20 million, 30 million. So people were still talking about those kind of numbers. And in a population of over a billion point two, that was a really, really small number. So as a marketer, for you to get reach, digital wasn't the right medium for you. So it worked really well for certain categories of customers, certain categories of product, but as a reach medium, it really wasn't working well for you. And that has changed. So that's really changing with the advent of mobile. So depending on who you speak to today, they're between 150 to 250 million smartphones. So a lot of these guys, India is becoming predominantly a mobile-first market, and it's opening up a lot of opportunities to reach customers, especially in Tier 2 and Tier 3 type geographies as well. And we believe that once this really happens, once we see that growth happening, we're going to see more people from the buy side adopt to the medium, and we're actually starting to see that already. So we track our Sizmek as a company has multiple product lines, and one of the product lines that we have is on the mobile side, right? So we have a campaign management platform for advertisers that want to advertise on the mobile medium. So we track our revenues by product line very closely, and what we're seeing is that about a year ago, mobile was not even in the top 5 products that we had in India. And over the last 2 to 3 months, we're seeing that mobile is featuring more and more on our media plans, and we're starting to see a lot of advertiser interest on mobile. Obviously, they're starting small. They're starting to experiment on the medium, which is the way it should be, and really figure out what's working for them and what's not working for them. And I think once advertisers get a sense of what's working and what's not working, we're going to see a lot more growth in this medium. We're seeing some big advertisers take to the medium already. The Samsungs of the world, the Airtels of the world are really taking to the medium. And once their competitors start seeing the success that they're having, once other categories start seeing the success that these guys are having, I think it's going to do wonders for this medium. Digital is still so small in India. We're less than 5% of the overall advertising spends. But the moment time spent on the medium, the reach that you can get on the medium, the numbers start increasing, it's a no-brainer that advertisers will come to where the consumers are. It really depends, right? India's, in pockets, it's a very evolved market. So you have people that have been working on the YouTubes and the Facebooks and the Googles of the world, and they understand from that point of view. They understand the possibilities of targeting, retargeting, or remarketing, what Google calls it, and so that awareness is definitely there. And some of the advertisers do a great job of leveraging that. I think where the opportunity is from the RTB or the programmatic space as well. I think in the programmatic space is an evolving space in India, so there are not too many advertisers and agencies that have implemented programmatic buying in our market. And once that happens, there the notion of buying audiences, buying certain categories of audiences is going to become more and more important, right? And once that happens, I think there's no reason. I think from a fundamental conceptual point of view, our guys understand targeting really, really well, and they use this as well. They use this on like I said, Google. They use it on Facebook. They use it on some other publishers like India Times Internet. So I think, but once we start seeing the migration towards programmatic, it's going to become more and more robust. We as a company have been seeing fantastic growth over the last few years. So this year we're hoping to grow close to 50% versus what we did in last year, during the last year, and the festive season has been fantastic for us. So I think that's overall kind of reflects the health of the industry as well. And When we entered the market about 6 years ago, our revenue numbers were not even in the decimal points of our global revenue numbers, and now it's kind of increased fairly substantially, and we hope to see that momentum growing. And a lot of this is being driven by multiple factors. One is we're seeing a lot more new advertisers come onto the medium. So we're seeing different categories of customers start leveraging the digital medium. We're seeing existing customers who've been with the medium for over a longer term doing more sophisticated things as well. So some of the things that our customers are doing is, for example, verification. Are my publishers delivering what they promised to deliver? Are my ads being seen? Was my ad above the fold, below the fold? So those kind of things as well, all the way through through attribution. Right, so attribution is really understanding what media is working for me. Let's say I'm an e-commerce customer, and we have an application for buying and for buying on our platform. So you want to know which publishers are actually driving installs. So once a publisher has driven installs, which of these publishers' installations are actually driving revenue for me, for me, right? So previously, there's no way to kind of get that data. So unless you use a platform like ours, there's no way to get this data. And a lot of what we saw was, customers were basically just throwing money. So they're throwing money at the publishers who would get them installs, but nobody would really measure, the publishers that come from, the consumers that come from publisher A. What kind of revenues are we getting from them? The customers that are coming from publisher B, what kind of revenues are we getting for them? So should I be investing my money on publisher A versus publisher B versus a network C, right? So nobody was really doing that kind of analysis in terms of attribution of conversions, and that we're seeing a lot of interest in. So some of the sophisticated customers that we have, these are the type of conversations that we're having with them, and the conversation isn't about where am I going to get the lowest cost per click, but the conversation is about which publishers are going to drive conversions for me, which publishers are going to help me meet my marketing goals, which publishers are going to help me drive the type of reach that I'm looking for. So we're getting more sophisticated conversations with our customers. It's had a positive effect on the business. I think what we've done is we've done a good job of proactively reaching out to our customers and explaining to them the rationale for the rebranding. So it's been really well accepted in the market, and it's also a great conversation starter. Just like you're asking me this question, so every single meeting that we go into, so people ask us, so why did you guys rebrand as Sizmek? So it's always a great conversation starter as well. So I think it's been very positive for us overall. It really captures the essence of what we're trying to do as a brand. And the key focus area, if you have to name the number one key focus area, we'd say that's mobile. So mobile is a great opportunity in front of us. We have the market leading platform for mobile. We're a complete campaign management solution. So we have tools for creating the best creatives. We have the best measurement tools in the market. We have the best attribution tools in the market, and we have the best support in this market. So our team, like I said earlier, we have a team that's spread across the country. So we have teams in Delhi, we have teams in Bombay, in Hyderabad, in Bangalore, and so we really have fantastic coverage. And in digital, a big part of the challenge is support. Right, so having local support really makes sure that your campaigns, my advertisers' campaigns, my agencies' campaigns are happening as per plan, and there are no surprises. So I think the fact that we have the best mobile platform in the market, plus the fact that we have the best support in the market, we really are investing more and more in mobile, and we're seeing that growth happen from mobile as well. Another area that we're seeing a lot of growth is on video. So video is really driving this market. People are calling it Display 2.0, and it's really driving this market. It's a fantastic engagement medium as well. And video on digital gives you a lot more insights than video on TV or any other mechanism. So you don't measure just exposure, but you're also measuring engagement as well. And I think at the end of the day, that's what advertisers and agencies are looking for is, what's my exposure been, what's my reach been, and what's the engagement been with the brand as well. And using digital as a platform, we're able to get these metrics. So areas of focus for us, mobile, video, data. So at the end of the day, we're a data platform. So we're collecting tremendous amount of data across multiple touch points. So whether it's display advertising, whether it's mobile advertising, whether it's social, whether it's video, whether bringing in search data, we're able to do all this and create fantastic attribution models. And also using data to make better decisions as well. So these are the key areas, I'd say, mobile, video, and data. I think it's just like mobile. Mobile, it's still an evolving medium, and multi-screen is a follow-on to mobile as well. And it's an evolving strategy that agencies and advertisers are using in this market. But obviously, some people are doing it more than the others. So we have telecom customers who do this really, really well, and we have certain other customers that are doing this really well. And so it really depends. And I think to answer your question, we're at the early stages of this, and I think some of the pieces are also missing in terms of how do you do multi-screen measurement as well. That's a problem that we're looking to solve, and hopefully we'll have a solution fairly soon in the market. And I think once some of the technology pieces fall in place, we're going to see a lot more uptake in terms of multi-screen as well. Right now, the biggest challenge is, I think, the awareness is there, and certain categories, multi-screen is very, for all categories it's relevant, but some categories have caught on earlier than others. So we like to see ourselves as a horizontal technology platform. So we're not a vertical platform. So we don't have, like you said, we don't have a solution for mobile. We don't have a pre-packaged solution for mobile or telecom or auto or paper like that. But because we are a horizontal platform, 90% of what, let's say, an automotive is looking for exists within the platform, and the rest of the missing pieces are something that we work with our customers. We have a fantastic team around the world and in India as well, where we take a very consultative approach. So let's say we're talking to an automotive customers, we go speak to them. We ask them, what are some of the challenges that you're facing, and we try to see, how with the technology stack that we have in place, how we can potentially solve those problems, right? And that's how we're able to do it. The market in India itself is fairly small, where there isn't room for vertical solutions at this point. You can't build a sustainable business by building a vertical solution at this point. So the market itself determines that we have to be horizontal, but the nature of the business as well is that we have to be a horizontal solution, right? So marketing is somebody that's important for an automotive customer, it's important for a telecom customer, it's important for an FMCG customer, and that's the market that we address is a campaign management platform for marketers. So it's the same solution, whether the fundamental platform is the same depending, it doesn't depend on which category that you're for me, Digital India is not just about marketing, right? It's about connecting the rest of India, the Bharat, to what's happening in India as well. So creating content and services that are relevant to people living in the most remote parts of the country, so that you're able to provide services that are not available to them right now. Whether it's banking services, whether it's going online and being able to buy a bus ticket without having to travel 10 miles to buy a bus ticket to come to Delhi. There's a lot of different things. So for me, Digital India is not just about marketing. So, but having said that, I think once the infrastructure is in place, once we're actually are able to connect a bigger part of this country onto the digital platform, it does open up channels for us to communicate with that audience as well. And to your question earlier, we can do better targeting, right? So today we ran, you're launching a product in Maharashtra. So how do you reach consumers in the most remote parts of Maharashtra? So we can do that digitally, right? So once the infrastructure is there to reach somebody in the most remote part of Vidarbha, you can run a campaign that targets Maharashtra, that targets Vidarbha, that targets this really small village in Vidarbha. And for that, to be able to get to that level, you need the technology infrastructure, and I think that's what's going to be the payoff of what the digital campaign, or sort of what's it called, the Digital India initiative that Mr. Modi is looking to do. Is hopefully the next 500 million or 600 million people get online, and it creates the infrastructure, the basic infrastructure for us as marketeers to go out and reach to these consumers.